Okay, I can't tell you how to be rich and have a lot of money and have all the success you want, but what I can tell you is how not to do it. So the biggest problem that you will run into if you do not pay attention and if you are not self-aware and you are not self-assessing yourself, you will fail. So it was brought to my attention that somebody watched one of my videos and said that it seems like I'm talking down on people and that I'm not trying to encourage people. And that will happen when you follow your dreams, is people will try to get in the way and they will try to throw salt on you and they'll try to throw shade at you. So I'm going to start with myself. So before anybody thinks that I think that I'm better than somebody or I'm talking down on somebody, I'll let you know that I was once an alcoholic. I was once an addict. I was once addicted to affirmation and acceptance from everybody that I came to. I was once manipulative. I was once a liar. I was once a deceiver. And the list can go on and on. I think the biggest thing for me was that I was very emotionally unstable. And to be 100% honest, when things would get rough, my first thought was to kill myself. Every time, okay? So for anybody that thinks that I'm trying to talk down on somebody because of the progress that I've made, excuse me for making progress. Excuse me for trying to better myself. Excuse me for trying to educate you guys as young men. But in order to self-assess, you have to pay attention. If you guys, I don't know if you guys work or not, but when you have a boss, your boss sees everything you do. And it's like you can't get away from them. I can't get away from my boss, bro. Everything that I do, she's watching. Everything. You did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. Everything is written down. Every single mistake I make is written down, and she tells me about it every single day. Can you do that for yourself? You don't pay attention. You don't pay attention to every single move that you make. You can get from waking up to going to bed and not have any kind of purpose throughout your whole entire day. And look back and go, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I didn't eat. I don't know why I didn't take care of this. I don't know why I didn't do my homework. I don't know why I didn't tell my mom I loved her. I don't know why I didn't kiss my girl. I don't know. When I was 18 and I was dripped out and I had the haircut and I had the tattoos and I was lifting weights and I had money and I had a motorcycle, I used to wake up every single day and get dressed in the dark. Every day. I go in the bathroom, I look in the mirror, and I have the hall light on, but I would get dressed and do my hair and get everything put together, ready to go in the dark. Because I was ashamed to look myself in the face and tell myself where I was at in that moment. I couldn't do it. I could not look in the mirror. Because when it's dark, I don't have to look at it. I don't have to look directly at me and say where I'm at. I don't have to look into my own eyes. I don't have to tell myself and go, Nate, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? What does all this mean? What does the money mean? What does all that mean? What's the motivation for it? Are you chasing something, or is this who you really are? Self-assessing. This is where I'm at. And in order to do that, you cannot worry about what people think about you, and that is the issue. A lot of y'all can't dribble with your left hand. I don't want to say nothing about it. I don't want to ask for help because I don't want people to know I can't dribble with my left hand. I need help. Somebody help me. How do I stop looking at women as objects? Somebody help me. Nobody wants to hear that? I need a therapist. Somebody help me. I need a relationship counselor. You single? Makes sense, don't it? I need a relationship counselor. I don't care what people think about me. The best way to get over stuff that you're insecure about is put it out there. You want to ask me something I failed at? You want to ask me something I need to work on? I'll tell you. But you're going to stay exactly where you are right now if you don't self-assess and you don't ask for help. And then you come up with a plan of action. POA. If you did something to somebody, or if you need help in a certain area, you go to that person, you tell them where you are, you tell them you can't read, you tell them you can't write, you tell them you don't know how to do it, and you ask for help. But if you care about what they think, you won't do that. And that was my biggest issue. It's always somebody else's fault. I'm always the victim. Why did they fire me? Because you told them off. Oh, it was their fault. They said this, they said that. Why you keep failing in relationships? Because you keep lying. You want your girl to be devoted to you, but you want to look at other women. How does that work? It don't. Self-assess. You want to be a speaker, but you don't speak. You want to be a hooper, but the snow's stopping you. There's 3 people here. There's usually 20. You have to figure out your motivation for all the things that you're doing too. And in doing that and in self-assessing, you'll find out who you are. So I found out for me that the drip wasn't about me. It was about impressing people. So I was investing in other people and other people's opinions. And I was investing in them. I was investing in their brands. I was investing my money into something else to get approval from somebody. Now I wear my own stuff. What are you investing in? My girl told me something the other day, and she said, all men really want is respect, and it blew my mind. Blew my mind. That's all we want. That's why we do all this stuff. That's why we can't self-assess. That's why we can't look in the mirror and say, you're insecure. That's why we can't look in the mirror and say, you need help, but you can't ask for it, because we want respect, and we think that shutting down and keeping us where we are, that's going to gain respect. Is that if we can just go through it and not ask for help. If you want respect, do something respectable. We want other people's respect, but all we do is do stuff for ourselves. How are you going to gain respect if you keep doing stuff for yourself? I know y'all heard it before. Money, power, respect. Every rapper, everybody, it's backwards. That's backwards, bro. It's complete backwards. You get respect first. How many times have you heard your parents say, I won't go to that place because I don't like the owner. I won't spend my money there because this. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Again, everything that I talk about comes down to character. There's things that I've done in my life that I really, really, really wish I could take back if I could self-assess. And I would say, Nate, this is really on you. It's not really on them. It's not really on that person. This is on you. These are things that you need to deal with. This is your responsibility. To me, everything that sits in front of me is my responsibility. If it's under my nose, it's on me. And a lot of y'all just turn the other way because you don't want to deal with it. And that's what I did. Every time I ran into a problem, I turned the other way. I don't want to deal with it because that brings out that part. That brings out that part. That makes me want to drink. That makes me want to do that. That makes me want to go there. That makes me want to go there. I couldn't do it. The reason I'm at where I'm at now mentally, emotionally, and financially is because I took responsibility for my actions. I took responsibility for the things that I need to take responsibility for. The reason I'm alone, the reason I'm not in my relationship, the reason I don't have a relationship with my father, the reason I don't have that, everything that is in front of me under my nose is my responsibility. Take it. I used to be how my dad is now. And I looked at him, I said, you know what, Dad? I'm gonna meet you more than halfway. I'm gonna read books. I'm gonna do research. I'm gonna go to therapy. I'm gonna go to counseling. When I bring all the tools back to this relationship, we can repair it. You don't wanna do it, I will. How about that? It's my responsibility. I'll take it. Same thing with my girl. I know y'all used to see her, she's not here. Take responsibility. Go get the tools needed. Self-assess. This is where I'm at. I cannot do this. I cannot provide you this. I have this blocking my mind. I have this insecurity. I have this problem with this and this problem with that. How can I fix it? Don't blame it on anybody else. Take that. If it's under your nose and it stands before you, it is your responsibility. And that's how you make something out of yourself. It's taking that responsibility even when it may not be yours. Take it. Go ask for help. Go get the tools. Put yourself out there. That's why I always tell people about my shortcomings. I always tell you guys about my shortcomings, because why not? If I keep them in and I come in and just put this mask on and put this hat on and just yell at you guys, you're not going to respect me. But if I tell you, hey, I've been where you've been at. I do have issues in my family. I've had problems with money. I've had problems with women. This is all stuff y'all are gonna deal with as young men in school. I barely graduated from high school. If I just come in here and scream at you guys and say, you gotta do this and you gotta do this and you gotta do this to be successful, you're gonna think that I just walked through my life like it was easy. And like I never went through anything. And that you can just, no, I have to be honest. These are the things that I've been through. These are the things that have happened to me in my life. These are things that I've failed at miserably and fell hard on my face and I had to pick myself back up when I didn't want to. Because I looked in the mirror finally and I said, Nate, you are not where you want to be. What is it going to take for you to get there? It's going to cost who you are right now to be who you want to be. That's the cost. Whatever you think that you're not good at, you can be good at. You got to put it out there. You got to ask for help. You got to do the research. Everything that I've ever done, anything that I've ever been good at was self-taught. I have no education. I didn't go to college. This is self-taught. I stood in the mirror and I started speaking and I spoke to myself. The reason I talk with so much passion is I'm not really talking to you guys. I'm talking to myself. Get up, Nate. Get up, Nate. You can do it, Nate. I looked in the mirror and that's what I say every day. You can do it, Nate. You can get out of bed. It's okay. You don't have to kill yourself. You can do it. It's not worth it. There's people depending on you. So some people see me and I'm like not positive or I have a bad attitude, but he gets in front of the camera and he says all this and he says all that. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to me. You just happen to be standing in front of me. Don't be afraid to self-assess, because if you don't, if you stay bitter and you stay mad and you stay the same, you're not going to get better in any part of your life. This is bigger than sports too, bro. This is about your family. I want you to have strong relationships with your parents, with your girls. If you guys got girls, you got to build strong relationships, but it takes the tools to do so. If you don't know, it's not embarrassing to ask. Every time I have an old couple walk into the restaurant I work at, I ask them, how'd you do it? How do you do it? How do you do that? How you been together for so long? How does that work? I don't know how that works because I didn't see it. If I see a speaker, the first thing I do is, oh, bro, how did you do that? Like, I'm a speaker and they're like, who are you? That's embarrassing, but I have to take that. Because if I don't just stay like this and I don't ask, I'll never get anywhere. Gather all the information. Sharpen all your tools in your toolbox and then go back and get after it. Self-assess. Thank you. Sheesh.